Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine, ready or not, let's do this. This is a ridiculously early morning webinar to start your day off right, whether you're ready for it or not. There's a little bit of mindset, a little bit of business sense, something to get your MLM home business off brick and mortar, start off running like a well-oiled machine, online or off. Whether you are a newbie, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, there is something for you. Welcome. My name is Mina. Happy Monday. I'm coming to you from New York City, out in the borough of Queens. Yes, today is Monday. We've reached another start to the new week. Monday, the day of dread. You heard me right, the day of dread. A lot of people dread Monday mornings. Why is that? It's because they're going to a job that they don't particularly like very much, but they don't have any other choice. And sometimes little things can happen that can offset their day. But even for people who do enjoy their jobs, and sometimes things can get stressful on a Monday morning. And why is that? I believe because there's a lack of preparation. So let me preface this, wake up, excuse me, I have hair in my mouth. Let me preface this early morning webinar. And just as a sidebar, I guess for some people, early morning has different connotations. And well, I start this webinar at 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. And for people, that could be an early morning webinar. For others, maybe 6:15 is an early morning webinar. Maybe for others, 8 a.m. is an early morning webinar. I define early morning, ridiculous early morning, at 7:15, where for some people like myself, it's difficult to get up in the morning. But I keep pushing myself to do that, and thus I call this an early morning, a ridiculously early morning webinar. So just to get that out of the way. But let me tell you what happened this morning to me as I was preparing for this early morning webinar. So I have a little routine. I get up in the morning, I say my prayers, I give thanks, I wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready, go over my notes to start this early morning webinar. And we have a 14-year-old Labrador mix. She's a joy. Her name is Honeydale, Honey for short. And even despite that she's 14 years old and she's gotten slower in her old age, she still has her gumption. She could be stubborn at times, and she's still got some strength to her. You can see it in her daily walks. So I usually walk Honey after I do my early morning webinar. But this morning, I could not do that. I had to walk her before this early morning webinar because Honey had a little bit of an accident. And if you guys are dog lovers or have dogs, you kind of know what I'm talking about, where she had to go to the bathroom inside instead of what she usually does outside. And so that is the premise to what I want to talk about this morning. Little things happen that can upset your day. Where you want to have everything in place, you want to have all your ducks in place, and you want anything to go wrong, and things can go wrong. What I like to say, monkey wrenches get thrown into your day, and this was a little monkey wrench. So there was a mess that I had to clean up, and that also meant that I had to take her out there and then right now, because she usually does not have those accidents. She's pretty well trained, she's housebroken, but she's older right now, so sometimes she just can't hold it in. So I had to rush her out and take her for a walk. And to take her for a walk means that, it's because she's a slower dog, it's going to take some time, which meant I was not going to start my webinar on time. Okay, so I had two options here. I could get upset and throw a fit and say, oh my gosh, and be a diva that I'm supposed to start my webinar at 7:15 a.m. and yada, 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 but I did not do that. I realized things happen. Things happen for a reason, Thankfully, thank God that it wasn't anything worse. I cleaned up the mess, and I took her out, and she had her little morning walk, and I had my little personal time with God. That's my faith, and, I had my little prayers as she was doing her thing. And I came back, and I got ready, and I started my webinar a little bit later than usual. So what's my point in all this? When you let little things like that upset you, it makes your day worse. But if you take things in stride and say, okay, things happen for a reason, notice how your mood changes and it's more uplifted and you're in a better mood and you're in a better state to go to tackle your Monday. And so I found this great quote. Google's an amazing thing. You can find anything on Google. You could type in the search on Google and you can find just about anything your heart desires. So I typed in Monday motivation and I found that there are a lot of different sites about Monday motivation because obviously everybody needs some motivation on Monday morning. And so I'm going to give some motivation to you this Monday morning. Let me find here. I have my little notes. Here we go. And it says, well, it pretty much says, don't let the day run you. You run the day, don't let the day run you. Find it right over here. Either you run the day or the day runs you. And this was tweeted by Jean Pompadour. She looks like a very smart woman. I'm going to check her out later on Twitter. Jean Pompadour said, have a great day today. Let's show this Monday who's the boss lady. And that is the Monday motivation. Let's find out who Jean Pompadour is since we have the power of Google. Let's do that. Love Google. And that's one business sense for you, Google. If there's something that you don't know how to do, if you're building your business online and you're trying to figure out things like, say, for instance, how to, well, I don't know, what's a subdomain, blah, 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 blah. You know, if you're working with links and stuff like that, you can Google it. Google is the #1 search engine and YouTube is the #2 search engine. So if you can't find it on Google, you'll definitely find it on YouTube. And if you want to know about subdomains and how to set one up, you can definitely go on YouTube and type that in and find a slew of different videos showing you step by step what is a subdomain and how to set one up. But let's go back to Google and find out who Jean Pompadour is. Jean Pompadour is Jean Pompadour. She's an entrepreneur. And she has a company. Yep. She's an entrepreneur and her thing is lingerie. So now that we know, for the love of lemons. Okay. She's got a pretty cool site. Check her out. So she said, either you run the day or the day runs you. So I could have easily had gotten upset that my dog pooped inside of the house, which required me to clean it up and then take her out for a walk and say, but I have to start my webinar at 7:15. I could have easily gotten upset, thrown a fit, and that would have ruined my day. Did you know that for every minute of anger that you have, you lose 1 minute of life? There are many different variations, many different thoughts. They say, oh, you lose 1 hour of happiness or things like that. Or for every hour that you're angry, it's like smoking about 60 cigarettes in 1 hour. Technically we're learning these days now in this day of age that emotions can affect your health. If you're angry, if you harbor resentment, that can lead to you even getting cancer because you are making your body, in a sense, more acidic. And you can Google that, okay? I've been learning about this ever since that, I'm no longer in a full-time job. I'm no longer in corporate. Things had happened along the way. I had gotten stressed and things had happened and they no longer needed me. And so I was terminated in my job. And I realized when that happened that I had a lot of personal things to work on. I had a lot of very insecurities and that could lead to resentment and stuff like that. And that, or how I reacted to things, I was very reactive to things. And that was stuff I had to work on. So getting back to the example, the fact that my dog pooped this morning inside, I could have thrown a fit. I could have gotten upset because that meant that I was not going to start my day off on time. Or I could have taken things in stride, which is what I chose to do. I chose to take things in stride. I said, okay, things happen for a reason. I cleaned up the poop. I bagged it, and I took my dog out for a walk. And I used that time that she was sniffing out and taking her sweet little time to just have my morning prayers, mind to mind, just, it's very early in the morning, so nobody's out there, so I could say my prayers out loud. I didn't say them out loud, but I said them to myself, praying to God. And I had my morning personal time while I was walking her. And then I had the opportunity to make somebody's day, which was even wonderful. Things happen for a reason. I met a lady on the street who loves dogs, and she was totally in love with Honey. And because Honey is Honey. She's very sweet. She has a very sweet disposition. She loves people, and she's also very furry and fluffy. And I think that is that's very attractive to some people who love dogs. And so we had a nice conversation. Could I have just, and I could have just said, well, I'm in a hurry. No, you cannot say hi. No, I said, of course you can say hi to her. And I had the opportunity to make somebody's day. You never know how people's day is going. They can have a facade and perhaps have a little fake smile or a smile there, but you don't know what inner turmoil they're going in. So if you could smile at a person, you don't know how that can make somebody's day. If somebody says, can I say hi to your dog? Let them say hi to your dog. And that can make somebody's day. Animals have a profound relaxation effect on people, especially on Monday morning. Even if they poop, it doesn't matter. They still have that relaxation effect on people because animals are animals. They live in the moment. They see something they like, and if it smells right, especially for dogs, they're going to try to taste it. So you have to be there as their human to make sure they don't swallow it, because it might not be the most sound digestive choice. But they're goofballs, and that makes you happy and that makes you relax, especially in a stressful environment that we live on in. New York City is very intense, is very high stress. So every little moment that you can do to de-stress or to just have like a second of bliss, petting a dog, saying hi to somebody, smiling at someone, that can get your Monday off right? So let's see. Either you run the day or the day runs you. So circumstances can happen. Monkey wrenches get thrown in your day. And how you behave towards that circumstance will determine whether you are running the day or the day runs you. So if you react to your situations, if you get upset, you throw a fit, you start just having a full-on temper tantrum, and yes, adults can have temper tantrums too, you are reacting to your situation. You're reacting to your circumstances. And in essence, you're allowing those circumstances to control you, to control your day. And that's not a good thing. You want to be responsive to your circumstances. You want to respond to your situations. And when you respond accordingly, you are taking control of those circumstances. You're taking control of that situation. You are running your day like a boss, and you're not letting your day run you. Life has its challenges. It's not all roses and sparkles and unicorns, as my friend Bill Pascalillo likes to say. It's not all, happy dance, sparkles, and unicorns, and yay. Things happen. Sometimes it sucks, and you have to respond accordingly. And the more that you respond accordingly to your situation, to your circumstances, the better your day will be. So as I was walking my dog this morning, I took the time out to be grateful, to appreciate that we have this little furry friend in our lives who has brought us so much joy, so much laughter, and despite she has these little things that happen, hey, it's forgivable because she's a dog. She's not a human. She's a dog. She does not reason like we humans can. She only, she does what she lives in the moment. Perhaps, well, I know I changed her dog food. I bought her some different dog food yesterday, which is good dog food for mature dogs. And I was worried about whether she was going to like it or not. And she loved it. I was like, wow, she loved the dog food and she ate it. And I think that caused a little bit of a change in her digestion and she pooped. Or maybe the change in the digestion was for good and she had to poop. But either way, or she had to poop and she had to poop and had to deal with the poop. And I chose not to react to the poop and I responded to the poop and I picked up the poop and threw it away and I took her out where she pooped some more. And so now Honeydale is all pooped out and I'm here speaking to you. And now the cool thing about this is that I don't have to run out right after this webinar to walk her. I can sit down, talk to you, complete my webinar, and do the other things I need to do to get this webinar out to all you guys to listen to. So don't make it a poopy Monday. Make it the best Monday that it can be. Make today a masterpiece. And how can you make today a masterpiece? Well, preparation. Preparation helps you in so many different ways. And I'm going to refer to my favorite book that I've been talking about these past couple of weeks. And it is by John C. Maxwell. It's called Today Matters. And in the chapter that says, today can become a masterpiece, he says here, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. And in this chapter, he says most people, they just accept their lives. They accept that they have to do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z every single day. They accept they have to go to a job that they don't particularly like or hate. And they just accept it. And they dread Mondays. And they wait for Fridays. And they're happy when Fridays come. And they enjoy their weekends. And then when it comes Sunday evening, they're dreading their Monday morning. And is that an endless cycle that you want to be a part of? Or do you want to do something different every single day so that you can have a day that you can look forward to? And I know a lot of people that are doing that, and I'm doing that as well every single day. There are people who work jobs they don't particularly like, but they're putting steps into place. They're doing preparations so that they no longer have to go to a job they no longer like, but they can do something that they truly like and make a living from that. And that is what I'm doing. So they say, are you preparing for something? And he gives the example of the ant and the grasshopper. What does the ant do all summer long? The ant is working and is putting away stores for the winter months so that they have food. The ants have food so that they can live on for the winter months. But what does the grasshopper do? The grasshopper is hopping along away, happy, enjoying, but not putting away for that rainy day or for that wintry day. And come winter, the ants are fine because they have their stores ready because they were working throughout the summer, but the grasshopper is starving because this grasshopper was just hopping around, farting around, and not doing much preparing for winter. And that is a good example of how preparation can help you in the long run. For these webinars, I have to prepare. Because I say there's a little bit of mindset, I have to look for mindset stuff to provide you. And when I say there's a little bit of business sense, I will provide a little bit of a business tip to give to you. I will prepare a business tip to give to you. And I usually prepare the night before. But on my walk this morning with my dog, like I say, things happen for a reason. I'm thinking more in terms of how I can prepare 1 week ahead and provide even more substantial stuff for you to start off your day right. And so that's what I have in preparation. So rather than prepare the night before, I'm thinking of preparing maybe 2 days in advance, prepare 2 days in advance, or prepare a week in advance, and have all the resources I have ready so that I can give you an even more powerful webinar. So here's an example of what John Maxwell has been doing since he was 17 years old. Who is John Maxwell? John Maxwell is a motivational speaker. John Maxwell is a pastor, and he has several companies in place that develops leaders. And so when he was 17, John Maxwell knew that he was going to be a pastor. And he knew as a pastor, you have to have fresh content to deliver every week when you're giving your sermons on Sundays. And so what did he start doing? At 17 years old, he started collecting quotes, motivational quotes. He always had his eye out when he would read a good book. He would find like motivational quotes, and he would either cut it out if it was a magazine, or he would write it down, and he would file it away. And he says here he collected, well, this was in 1964. Well, okay. As he started that practice in 1964, where he'd be collecting quotes. And he's been doing that for 40 years. Imagine that. 40 years collecting motivational quotes. Imagine the amount of content, the information that you have to create content from. And that's an amazing thing to do. And that's something that you can do as well. And you know what? Thinking of that, collecting quotes, collecting inspirational things, with the technology that you can do today, you can collect stuff and store it away in files. And I actually do that. I actually collect motivational quotes too, inspirational quotes that I can share on Facebook. And I have a file of them. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. I shared with you some rogue business tips on search engines, how you can use Google to find out anything you need to find out about, like, for instance, what is a subdomain? How can you use a subdomain? You can use Google and YouTube. I'm going to show you how I find inspirational quotes that I'd like to use to motivate me and file them away. So here's your quick business tip of the day. So let's share my screen. I'm going to, let's do this. I'm opening my Finder here. My desktop. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this. Like so. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna show you some files I have here. Like so. Right. And I'm gonna show you how to find. I'm gonna first show you the inspirational quotes I have. I'm gonna show you a cute screen capture thing called Jing, how you can use Jing to capture inspirational quotes and file them away. So let's share my screen. Screen share. I'm going to share my entire screen. Share. All right, I'm sharing my entire screen. Let's do this. To everyone. Okay, so I'm sharing my entire screen right now. You've seen the webinars on Air Hangout. You're seeing my notes. These are my notes I always refer to when I am talking. So I have my little quick notes here. And here you see on the side, I have some folders. I don't know if you can see that. I'm checking the, well, anywho. So I'm going to open, oh, now you can see it. Perfect. Okay, so I have like these cool folders here that I have to the left of my screen. And here I have a folder called Discoveries. And I call that folder that is when I find some really cool things that I can develop content from. But I also I also have some inspirational quotes that I score away here. So I'm going to click on this folder. As you can see here, I have Jing captures. And I'm going to talk about Jing in just a sec. Awesome PDFs, inspirational pics, cute memes, and other stuff that I do here. So I'm going to click on the inspirational pics. And you can see here, these are quotes that I found online. Well, actually, this one I created because I had an interview with Adam Chandler about over a year ago at an event. And he said that, and I created that and made that a quote. But here's a cool quote here that says true leadership is to be able to explain clearly and calmly why you made this or that decision. And that was by Richard Branson. So if I click on that, it becomes a little bit bigger so you can see. I found this quote on doing a Google search on Richard Branson quotes. I like Richard Branson. He is the CEO of Virgin Records, Virgin America, Virgin Atlantic. He's a very successful entrepreneur. And I love the picture. And I shared this on Facebook. And so here's the source of the person or the company that created this quote. And so you can see I have a file filled with all these inspirational quotes here. And how did I do that? How did I find these things and file them away? I have a huge file of inspirational quotes here. Okay, look at this. No point in stressing over something you can't change. Move on and grow stronger. Look at that. That's a great Monday motivational quote. And it's by livelifehappy.com. No point in stressing over something you can't change. Move on and grow stronger. I could not change the fact that my dog pooped this morning inside of the house. I just had to deal with it. Move on and grow stronger. So how did I do this? Okay, let me show you. So we're going to close this. I'm going to open a new window. And I hope you can see I'm going to Google. And I'm going to type in inspirational quotes about, you can do gratitude. Let's do gratitude. And I'm going to search inspirational quotes about gratitude. And I'm going to go for images right here. I like this. E, begin each day with a grateful heart. Look at this one. I cursed the fact that I had no shoes until I saw a man who had no feet. Wow. Start today with gratitude. I like this one here. Begin each day with a grateful heart. Now, there are several ways that you can share this, put it away. I have an Apple, so I'm going to click on the command. Is it the control, or I'm going to say control click? Yeah, control click. And I'm going to save image. I'm going to save image as, I'm going to just say what it is. Each day begins with a grateful heart. And I'm going to file it away on my little discoveries file here. Click here. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to save it here in my inspirational pics. Save. And now I saved it. How else can you, okay, so I saved that file. Let's see. I like this one here. I cursed the fact that I had no shoes until I saw a man who had no feet. You can save that and show that to you again. Or you can make your own. That's tomorrow's tip. How about this? Today be thankful and think how rich you are. Your family is priceless, your time is gold, and your health is wealth. Your best teacher is your last mistake. Dream without fear, love without limits. Look at this. Let's click on that. Sometimes they don't show. But those here, those who work hard with a happy spirit will find that things always work out. And that's also for today. There you go. Look at this. Those who move forward with a happy heart, with a happy spirit, will find out things will always work out. So let me show you how you can use Jing. You can download this, or you could Jing capture it. So Jing, I don't know if you can see my screen, up to the right-hand corner here, there's a little sunshine. And I'm going to capture this little quote here. I'm going to click on the little plus, and I'm going to capture this whole little thing with credit and everything. And I'm going to save, capture the image. So I captured the image of those who move forward with a happy spirit will find that things always work out by Gordon B. Hinckley. And you can find it on Etsy. They make prints. And I'm going to click this little thing that says save. And I'm going to call it those who move forward with a happy spirit. And I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to put in discoveries in inspirational picks and save. And I've captured that save. So let me show you where you can get Jing. I'm going to go back to Google and put Jing. And here it is, Jing. This is Jing. You can take screenshots, and you can write on your screen captures, and you can share it across social media. You can make a point, share images instantly, no need to wait. You can do screencasts. I think you have about 5 minutes to do like a quick screencast. And imagine the possibilities for your business to do a quick screencast. You can narrate on the fly, share a video at the speed of conversations, and you have options where you can do an embed code. So you can put it right onto your blog, website, wiki, and more. You can share with Snagit and Camtasia Studio. And you can get more. You know, you can. Jing is like a free little tool that you download, and it's a free download, and it appears as a little sunshine here at the corner of your screen, or you can move it anywhere you like, wherever it suits your fancy, and it's pretty cool feature to have as part of growing your business online. And I showed you just a cool way of where you can quickly capture a thought and save it. And if we go to here to discoveries and see where it's saved, let's see where we saved our little, here you go. Those who move forward with a happy spirit will find that things always work out. And that was my Jing capture here. And here is what I downloaded each day, right over here. Begin each day with a grateful heart. But as you can see here, as I make it a little bit bigger, it gets a little bit fuzzier. So I just downloaded it. But with a Jing capture, here, let's see what happens if I make it bigger. Well, I make it bigger, it still keeps its crispness, its clearness. I don't think it gets any bigger than that. Well, there you go. Oh, look at this. There you go. So you could zoom in, you can make it bigger, and it still doesn't lose much of its crispness. It looks pretty clear for you. So I guess a Jing capture would work best when you are finding stuff that you want to capture for your inspiration and for your files. Here you go, I'm back. Great. So for your Monday motivation, take things in stride. Don't let little things upset you. Just take it in stride. Remember that when you react to your situations, you're letting your situations control you. You're letting your circumstances control you. But when you respond to your situations, you are controlling the situation. You're controlling your circumstances. You are running your day, and you're not letting the day run you. And I also spoke about the value of preparation. And I gave you the example of John C. Maxwell, of how he had began to collect quotes since he was 17, and that was in 1964, because he knew he was going to be a pastor. So he started collecting inspirational quotes to square away and have on file, so that he has something to refer to when he needs some inspiration to create a sermon. And I just showed you, business tip wise, where you can take a cool tool like Jing and have that tool, and you can use it to capture amazing quotes to file away in your inspirational quotes file, so that you can share on Facebook, you can share on Twitter, you can share on various types of social media, and add your thought to that. And since these quotes have their credit due, you can give credit where credit is due, and you can talk about how this quote inspired you and how you can apply your quote to your daily business. So our time has come to a close today on Monday morning, Monday Mindset, Monday Motivation. Thank you for stopping by on Rise and Shine, Ready or Not. Let's do this. I am Mina, coming to you from New York City, out in the borough of Queens. Go out and conquer your Monday. Control your Monday like a boss. Have an awesome day. See you tomorrow on Tuesday on this same webinar, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.